As you probably know on this channel by now, we're big fans of Volkswagens, both new, old and somewhere in between. So, when the opportunity came up to save yet another classic Volkswagen, we had to bite at the chance. Our story begins with a phone call from an ex-teacher of mine who also worked alongside my dad about an old Beetle that she had lying in her shed that she's had and parked up for the last 8 years. Unfortunately, it was parked with the roof down, which meant it kind of became a permanent home for the local animals, but we've kind of got a name for ourselves for looking after our classic Volkswagens, so we thought we'll call over and have a look and see if we could get it going and maybe give it a new loving home. What really drew me to this Beetle is that it has one of the greatest engines ever made. But will it start? There's nothing there. No life click or... It could be on your camper end. Whoa! Okay, right. I'm gonna heat it a couple times just to be safe. Never thought I'd say that about a convertible. Turn the van on. As we arrived on literally a whim, we didn't even have a charged battery with us to try and get the thing going, so we were trying to jumpstart the original battery that was in it. Now, if I had have known that it had been sitting for 8 years, I probably wouldn't even have tried this, but well, here we are, I guess. So we came back with a fresh battery the next day. Hello viewers, interrupting this barn find video to say support our channel. There's t-shirts and things on our web store, but also there's now a Patreon, and big thanks to the first patron, Safran Jim, obviously big Renault fan. He's the first one to sign up, so if you want to get involved, head on over there. I'll put the link below and in the comments and shit like that. All the videos are coming, I swear. Things take a lot longer than you expect them to when you have a job and you're trying to build multiple cars. But the Impreza is underway. There will be an Impreza update video. There's this barn find video. There's a long-term video about a Mark II Golf that's being recorded as well. Basically, there's a shit ton going on behind the scenes. So subscribe if you haven't already. Check it all out and enjoy the rest of this Beetle video. Cheers. Of course, I should never have doubted that the mighty PD TDI was going to fire up first time, but you just never know. So next, we had to get this thing out of the garage. Handbrake was on, brakes are a bit sticky at the back. Lights are free out. They're going alright. Are they? Yeah. And at long last, our garage find Beetle had come out of the garage for the first time in over 8 years. My dad has always liked this shape of the Beetle, but mainly only the convertible one. The original new Beetle came out in 1998, but the convertible one didn't come out until late 2003, early 2004, and it much improved the body style, I think. Designed by Jay Mays, who also designed the RDTT, the new Beetle really brought on the future nostalgia that we still see in the car market today. This one was going to come to its new home and get a new lease of life. But first, we had to see if the roof worked. Having had no experience with this shape of Beetle whatsoever, we actually had no idea how to make the roof work. Thankfully, the previous owner came along and showed us how to do it. And even more thankfully, the damn thing bloody worked. Which, you know, after 8 years of setting up, you can't really guarantee. So, knowing that it wasn't going to get absolutely drenched because we're going to be parking it outside, we called upon the good old 427 Land Rover with Ryan at the helm to lift our new purchase. Of course, nothing ever truly goes to plan, and unfortunately when we were loading the Beetle onto the trailer, the front was a little bit too low and we caught the front bumper. So Dad got the plastic welder out and started to make a repair. We wanted to have it sitting nicely before we started to clean the thing. It was nice as well to see it in daylight in our own yard. The brakes obviously needed a bit of a touch-up since they hadn't moved in so long, and the interior was, well, a biohazard. But at the risk of catching COVID-21, we had Dancing Jesus on our side, and God knows we were gonna need him because it was time to start cleaning out the new Beetle. Filled with that fresh new project excitement, Dad got stuck into the Beetle while I had other projects on. First things first, he stripped out the interior because realistically those seats were gonna need to be cleaned properly outside of the car. And we started to realise that this interior was maybe a bit dirtier than we thought. But we have to say the seats came out amazingly and there's next to no rips or tears. I mean, the Beetle did only have 97,000 miles on it, which for the age isn't very much. So Dad got started into properly cleaning and hoovering out the interior. Realistically, you're probably not going to take the seats out again, so now is the time to get stuck into all those little nooks and crannies with a hoover. Then he got some proper mold and, well, I don't really know to be honest, but some kind of strong heavy duty detergent shit to give the interior a proper wipe down because, well, you don't want to catch anything. And I have to say, the interior came up absolutely amazing. There are some little jobs he had to do that I'll come back to, such as we painted the badges on the front and the back, fixed some of the things that were broken, but we'll come back to this in a bigger video because we bought everything we need to get this car back on the road. So join us later on when we get to it. And that about wraps it up for this one. We will catch up with this one. We spent the money to get all the parts to recommission the car, so it will be done. It's a bit further back in the queue at the minute, but I wanted to get something out there to show you guys. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you have any cheap old Volkswagens, this is so dangerous. If you have any old Volkswagens needing sale that you want to go to a good home, let me know. If it's the right price, anything can happen. This has been 427 Motorsports. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Tomo. If you haven't already, subscribe. If you're into gaming and video games, check out the 427 Gaming channel. We have a Volkswagen page. I haven't used it very much, but we have one called Volklore. It's mainly on TikTok. Go and check that out. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next one. Good luck.